Hi everyone, and welcome back to Odie's Pop-Up Kitchen. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're going to be doing some oxtails with polenta. Now what that is cornmeal with coconut milk and peas. And the peas that we're going to be using is pigeon peas, or some people call it gunga peas. So I have my oxtail here. I have 3 pounds. I've washed and trimmed it. I washed it with some vinegar and water, and then I rinse it again with some fresh water. To the oxtail, I'm gonna add some onions, some Scotch bonnet pepper, some scallion, some green onion, which you call scallion, some thyme, and some garlic. And then I have here my complete seasoning. I have some oxtail seasoning and my browning. That's all I'm gonna add to it. So first, we're gonna add the complete seasoning. And you could have added the oxtail seasoning first, but whichever, it's fine. And then we're gonna add the oxtail seasoning. And you wanna get it in there completely. Now I'm gonna add my browning. And this is for coloring. That's why I'm adding the browning. You could use mushroom soy sauce. And normally I'll use it on my chicken or so, because it's flavorful, but I need to have my oxtail brown, and so I'm using the browning instead. I'm putting in my seasonings now. So I have my garlic, my onion. I'm gonna do my Scotch bonnet. I'm gonna try to keep the seeds out of it, because the seeds is where the heat comes from. I'm gonna take this part out. All right. Now you can put your scallion in whole, or you could chop it up. I am going to cut it up. All right, and then I'll leave half of it whole. Now this part, the green onion, scallion, I'm gonna cut it up and then add it to this. Then we're gonna mix it all together. Now you could have beaten it. Some people, when I'm growing up, or so, depending on my mood, I will beat the onion, the green onion. So this is a new board I got. I'm not loving it, but we're gonna make it work. So we're gonna rub this in. And I know I had a comment the other day. Somebody says, "Why are you wearing a mask?" I'm wearing my mask and my gloves because this is not for me. Someone asked me to make this for them. And so I'm doing this. And like I said before, I would like, if somebody was doing something for me, they would do the right thing by wearing their mask and their gloves. So all I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna add some more browning to this. It just looks like it wants some more. This browning is so thick and hard to get out. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more seasoning because it looks like it needs some more seasoning. And then, I'm not gonna let this sit because it's late in the evening and we're ready to eat as soon as possible. This takes about 2 hours to cook. So once I rub this up, I'm gonna put my skillet on, my pot on, and then we're going to get this going. So I have my oxtail seasoned. I'm ready now with my pot. If you look at it, it's not a lot of oil that's in there, it's just a little bit of oil. It's good and ready. I'm gonna pour this in there. And I'm gonna just let this come together. I'm not gonna add any water to it. I'm just gonna cover it and let it simmer. I'm gonna put it on a medium heat. And when it forms its own water, that makes it better because I want it to brown. That's why I haven't added any water to it just yet. But I have my kettle going so that each time the oxtail gravy dries out, I keep adding the warm water. It tenderizes the meat. It keeps your seasoning in there. When you use the cold water, it washes it off. It also allows the meat to cook quicker, the warm water, the boiling water. So I'm gonna keep repeating it, adding water as we go. We're not gonna fill the pot up. We're gonna put it like quarter way, just enough to cover the meat halfway, because we don't wanna boil the oxtails. We wanna have it brown and cook so good that the gravy is thick and just gooey and nice. Okay, here is my coconut milk with pigeon peas, which is the same as gunga peas, a whole Scotch bonnet pepper. You can see it right there. I did not cut the pepper. I didn't burst it because the seeds are in there and you don't want your peas to be like hot. I have thyme, scallion, and garlic in here. We're gonna let this come together for about 30 minutes. Once I know the coconut milk is good and ready, we're gonna combine this mixture with some cornmeal, and that's the polenta. I call it gunga peas turned cornmeal for the culture that I'm from, but politically correct, it's polenta. So it's about 5 minutes in, and if you see, it's formed its own water, its own gravy already. We're just gonna turn this on a medium heat and let this come together. If it needs water, we're just gonna add some boiling water. So this oxtail cooked quicker than I expected. It's been 1 hour 45 minutes. So I have my butter bean. I have 2 cans of it. I'm gonna add it into it. I'll turn up my heat a little bit. I'm also gonna add some ketchup to it. You don't have to. If you don't like ketchup, you don't have to add it at all. I just like to add it. It makes the meat the gravy have more body to it. And all I'm gonna do is just cover this for a couple more minutes until the gravy gets thick, because the oxtail is cooked. I'll show you. You can cut into it, it's cooked, okay? We're just gonna cover it, that's it. So I have just a little bit of oil, not a lot. I'm going to do the polenta. Now, I don't know how anybody else do it, but this is just my imagination of what I want it to be. So I'm gonna add some red onions in here. Ooh, one got away, the onion that got away. All right. I just want it to caramelize a bit. I'm gonna turn my stove down a little bit. To that, I'm going to add some garlic. This is about a teaspoon of garlic. It's in there. This is chopped garlic. Once this gets caramelized, I'm gonna leave it for a little bit, a couple minutes, 2-3 minutes. I'm also gonna cover it because I want it to reduce quickly, to caramelize. Look at my oxtails. Oh my God, doesn't that look good? It's ready. See? It falls off the bone, it's ready. There's no fighting it. You're not supposed to fight the oxtails. It should just be right to eat. Isn't that gravy beautiful? Oh. All right, we're good with that. And garlic, my chopped onion and chopped garlic comes together. I'm also adding some sweet butter. And this is about 1/2 stick of butter that I'm going to be adding to it. You don't have to use this much if you like. You can just simply use what you want to use. A little less than 1/2 stick. All right. So as this melts, let me turn up my heat a little bit. We are going to add, love it, the coconut mixture. Now this is pigeon peas, coconut milk, a whole Scotch bonnet pepper, scallion, thyme, garlic, some salt. That's it. First, we're gonna add the coconut milk. Always say draw your pot closer. There we go. You gotta get some peas in there. All I'm seeing is coconut milk. Where's the peas, girl? Get some peas in there. All right, I'm obedient. There we go. All right, while that comes together, it's bubbling. When we start to add the cornmeal, you wanna reduce your heat because cornmeal, if it pops up on you, that's a good burn. And it also comes together quickly. And you can see I'm just gonna add it in. And then I'm gonna whisk it in. Because I wanna get the lumps out of it. And when I was growing up, I never seen my mother made this, but my great-grandmother, oh, was she a cook. My mom's a really good cook. I learned a lot of things from her, but I've never seen her make this. But I've seen my great-grandmother make it. And when she makes it, she puts corn pork in it. She puts saltfish in it. She puts whatever she wants, smoked meat she wants to put in it. But we're just gonna make this as simple. So if you're like vegetarian, you could eat this. There's no meat added to this. You can pair this with some fish, and I'm gonna pair this with not just the oxtail. You'll see another video where this is paired with some brown stew fish and crackers. And all I'm gonna do is that it's on a low heat. I'm just gonna keep whisking and adding the milk as we go along. And the more I need, the more I'm gonna add. And I think I need some more milk, coconut milk, so I'm gonna keep adding it. All right. When you're done, when you know you have the right consistency, is when it looks like mashed potatoes. You can turn it down and cover it. I normally let it cook for about 10 minutes because you want to make sure that your cornmeal is cooked. And if you're using refined cornmeal, you probably need just about 10 to 15 minutes for this. I'm gonna add some more water and then some more coconut milk, and then I'm gonna add some more cornmeal to it. And we're just gonna keep doing this until I get enough of what I want, because I want to make enough of it. And if you look, you'll see that it looks like mashed potatoes. And this is what you want. This is the consistency that you want for it to look like this. Now, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover it, like I said, 10 minutes. Once it's cooled off, it's gonna be harder than this. But this is the mashed potato looking consistency texture that you need to have. And that's it. Cover for 10, serve right after. So my oxtail and polenta is finished. All I did, I washed my oxtails with vinegar and water, and then I rinsed it again without vinegar. I made sure that the excess water was off of the meat so that my seasoning would get into it properly, and it wouldn't be running water as opposed to just the dry seasoning and the ground seasoning. What I used for ground seasoning was thyme, green onion, which is the same as scallion, a regular onion, and a Scotch bonnet pepper cut up, and I added it into the oxtail with the oxtail seasoning and the complete seasoning, browning, and I also added 2 cloves of garlic. Once I rubbed them together, I got my pot going with a little bit of oil. I got it hot, then I added my oxtails. Once I covered the pot, and once it formed its own gravy, own liquid, I just kept adding boiling water when the liquid reduced. I did that about 3 times that I had to add more water to it. It took about 1 hour and 45 minutes to complete this. At the end of it, when I know it was ready, I added 2 cans of butter beans, and I added it with the water that came from the beans out of the can. I also added some ketchup, and this is the end result. For the polenta, it's just coconut milk with gungo or pigeon peas, a whole Scotch bonnet pepper, scallion, thyme, garlic, salt. And then I chopped up some red onions with chopped garlic. I sauteed that with a little bit of olive oil. I put a half stick of sweet butter together, and then I combined the liquid from the milk, the coconut milk, with the cornmeal, and this is my end results. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the gravy. Oh my God, can't wait to eat this. Anyhow, I really hope you're excited as I am to do this. I hope you try this, okay? And I really hope that you take the time to enjoy and savor every bite of it, because I sure am gonna do that. Please continue to be on this journey with me, Odie, with Odie's Pop-Up Kitchen. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your neighbor, tell anybody. I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.